Paragraph 2. General Electric introduced the electric knife in January 1963. The engineering department created several experimental prototypes before arriving at a workable technical solution. The motor moves two parallel blades back and forth counter to one another, eliminating the need for sawing motions by the user. Competing knives that were fitted with a single blade cost less than half the price of GE's model, but proved ineffective. Reciprocating action remains the mechanical principle for electric knives manufactured today. Paragraph 3. Market surveys by GE's consumer panel suggested that the knife would be a welcome addition to the mechanically enhanced homes of the period. The perceived market included both men, who would use it for carving turkeys, and women, who would use it for general kitchen use. An in-house team led by industrial designers Ollie Hagstrom and Ted Daher refined the details of the knife's handle, which houses the motor and the on-off switch, and acts as a base for the knife when not in use. Daher enclosed the mechanism in a two-tone brown plastic shell, designed to coordinate with the colours of food, those of cooked meat, presumably. Paragraph 4. The electric knife was born into a consumer culture of proliferating kitchen gadgetry, sharing the small appliance market in 1961 with the Corey electric can opener, the Iona drink mixer, the GE toaster oven, and the Casco appliance centre, which combined a mixer, blender, juicer, and knife sharpener into a single countertop unit. The electric knife quickly achieved success, reaching nearly $1 billion sales by 1966. In 1977, more than 1.7 million units were sold. In 1971, the British journal Design reported, in a tone of mild amusement, that 1 out of 3 American families owned an electric carving knife. Since the mid-1980s, sales of the electric knife have held steady at around 1.5 million units per year. Paragraph 5. Following GE's successful launch of the electric knife, other appliance manufacturers quickly produced competing models, marketing the new product as a gift item especially suited to men. While electric skillets, coffee makers, and hair dryers were seen as appropriate for women, fire starters, shavers, and electric knives were packaged for Dad. A 1965 Ronson ad, published in time for Father's Day, a porterhouse, Father's Day, presented his electric knife as a partner in a softly lit dinner for two. That's the catchphrase: "Roms through a roast, zips through a porterhouse," and it looks terrific on the table too. Makes any man a Michelangelo at mealtime. Today, electric knives are rarely advertised and are sold primarily at Thanksgiving and Christmas. In most households, they are ceremonial objects rather than everyday necessities. GE introduced a cordless, this is paragraph 6, GE introduced a cordless electric knife in January 1964. The rechargeable knife was abused by hunters and fishermen, an unanticipated market for the new appliance. Outdoorsmen exposed the knife to brutal natural elements, blood, guts, salt water, etc., that damaged the mechanism and led to numerous complaints from consumers. The electric knife, conceived as an indoor appliance, domestic and domesticated, failed to survive the rigours of the hunt. Today, cordless knives for use inside the home are available at the high end of the market. Paragraph 7. Hamilton Beach redesigned the electric knife by inserting an open loop into the object's monolithic handle, leaving the motor enclosed in the structure below. This design typology was familiar from the popular electric mixer. The new model, introduced in 1966, was developed by in-house industrial designer Marlon Paul Muth, and consultant designer Dave Chapman. The original stick knife had vibrated unpleasantly in the hand, an annoyance eliminated by the hole-in-hand model. The slimmed down grip also was considered more manageable for women. The new electric knife received a Design in Housewares award in 1966 and was applauded by Industrial Design magazine for its smooth, sculptured appearance, selling for $60 a unit. This deluxe appliance would be considered expensive even on today's market. Chapter 8. While Dave Chapman proposed visionary functional variations on the electric knife, such as a model powered by water from the kitchen faucet, he also presented packaging concepts to Hamilton Beach that concentrated on the object's cultural status. One concept sketch shows the knife in a soft, dark wrapper modelled after the light-proof bags traditionally used for holding silverware. Another sketch proposes a velvet-lined box with moulded indentations for the handle unit and blades. These packaging ideas promoted the electric knife as a dignified object removed from the mundane world of the kitchen counter. In a similar spirit, Remington advertised a knife in 1965 whose brushed chrome handle was designed specially for the dining room table. Photographed in a lady's gloved hand, this knife was elegant enough to go with your best silver and china. It would take more than packaging or styling, however, to transform the electric slicer to an all-inconspicuous substitute for a skillfully deployed carving knife. As an appliance whose sheer physical presence, its size, weight, and sound upstages the drama of the task at hand, the electric knife embraces a central aspect of modernist kitsch. The display of technological features exceeds the demand of the situation. In the words of Vittorio Gregotti, such extravagant futility typifies the realm of gadgets, as seen in the overly mechanized apartment of James Bond's arch-enemy Goldfinger, equipped with spectacular devices of surveillance, torture, and entrapment. Paragraph 10. Comments in contemporary trade articles and advertisements hinted at the absurdity of the electric knife, insinuating that the object signalled a lack on the part of the head of the house. Heralding the electric knife in '65 as one of the hottest items on the small appliance market, Plastic Forge proclaimed, "They have been given to men who pride themselves on their carving ability, and to men whose friends and families felt they needed all the help that could be rendered to cut through the chains." A 1964 General Electric's ad suggested the electric knife as a useful gift for the male carver, from skittish fumbler to skilled virtuoso. Does a roast make him roar? Is he deft with a blade? Carving is child's play with General Electric's new electric slicing knife. In 1967, Harville Hall, a manufacturer of high-end conventional cutlery, condemned the electric knife as a travesty of male honor. "You don't carve with an electric knife, you saw. Swiftly, yes, effortlessly, without difficulty, and without art. Which depresses us, because we still believe there's something grand about carving. It takes a simple chore like divvying up a roast and turns it into a small but gala performance. It is indeed a man's only chance to shine during a meal." Harville Hall's elegy to the art of carving mourned the decline of a traditional masculine skill in a world of burgeoning gadgetry. Chapter 11. Paragraph 11. The performance of many domestic chores was fundamentally changed by machines in the post-war period. The mechanisation of laundry, for example, successfully lightened one of the housewife's heaviest burdens. The washing machine also encouraged women to do laundry more often and to do nearly all of it at home. Thus, while such developments were heralded by many advertisers and commentators as a revolution that had liberated the modern woman from drudgery, the gendered assignment of chores remained unchanged. Likewise, the success of the electric knife was powered by traditional norms that defined the carving as a masculine duty. Yet, while the washing machine fundamentally altered a base and arduous task, the electric knife intervened in a ceremonial ritual, making it easier while rendering it somewhat ridiculous. The post-war man was no more liberated by this electric knife than his wife was set free by her blender. His new possession neither enhanced his status in the home nor freed him from a dreaded obligation. Paragraph 12. From the primeval hunt to the royal feast, a long tradition of masculine performance surrounded the